Good evening, ladies. Welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? Good stuff. Okay, are we going to get some of these black screens? Please put on your cameras, ladies, so that we can actually speak to you. Oops. Ah, that's his tablet. Let's just put it, just grab that tablet and put it here so I remember. Okay, we're just letting everybody in. Okay. So have we got any questions? Elize, I see you've just posted a question in the group, so I'll definitely answer that for you. That's the easy one. Has anyone else got any questions? Please put on your cameras, ladies. Any questions? No questions. This is going to be a short call. Okay. Elize, do you want to unmute yourself? How are you? So tell me quickly what's happening with your membership.
I'm well, thank you. Yourself?
Very well, thank you.
So I have about 12 ladies, I think, in the group since I've opened it, and I haven't advertised it at all since I started it because we are currently busy with the pause, and I don't want to let anyone new in at the moment because if they now join in June, they've missed part 1 and 2. Where June was part 3 already. So I didn't let anyone new in at the moment. So I haven't actually advertised or put word out there. I'm just focusing on my guinea pigs at the moment.
Awesome. So do you want to just tell us, everyone, your question?
Okay, so my question is my one member's payment failed beginning of the month. And I went and I thought because it was a course and the one following up on the other, I proceeded with sending her the ebook anyway. And I've seen that she hasn't opened the email with the ebook, and I've sent her a private email to ask her for some feedback if she wants to be part still and maybe pointers or anything she wants to give me. And should I go ahead and cancel a payment? But unfortunately, no response. So that's now 2 emails that I have no response in. Now I want to know if I should just remove her from the Facebook group and cancel her payment. Membership payment.
So, have you tried to message her via Messenger? If she's in your Facebook group, then
no, on your email.
Okay, so maybe that's an idea. I'll tell you why. Because very often emails end up in people's spam folder, so they're not even aware that they've received it. So she might not be ignoring you at all. She might just not even know that you've sent her an email. So I would try, before I cancel her, I would try and reach out to her, especially if you've got a Facebook group and she's in there. Even if you have to friend request her, or even in the Facebook group, tag her name and say, I've sent you a message via Messenger, or I've sent you a message via WhatsApp, or whatever details, or you can say, I've sent you an email. I just want to confirm that you've received it. Just something to prompt her to see that you've been communicating with her. Now, I'll just tell you what my procedure is with SOS if I get failed payments. So I get a notification immediately when a payment is failed. Okay, so mine is automated. And then, so an email goes out on that day. If the email, some of you might have received it before, where I just say, look, it could be anything, because it's not always just a failed payment. It could be insufficient funds. It could be sometimes people's card have expired. Sometimes it can just be the bank that, for whatever reason, has suddenly put up a block on a card or whatever, and then they fail. And the person might not know that that's the thing. So my email is very friendly, very, it's not at all like you should pay, it's like your payments failed. These are the kind of 3 things that could possibly be going wrong. Then, so that goes out immediately. Then 3 days later, the system I use, Stripe, automatically 3 days later, they run that payment again. If it fails again, another email goes out. And then the third time so every 3 days, so on day 6, it'll go again. If it fails again on the third time, and I keep track of that personally, if it fails again on the third time, then I go in and I cancel them. Because I just feel, after three times, and you know what, you will not believe, percentage-wise, I would say 80% of people renew on the second reminder.
Okay.
Pay on the second reminder. Yeah, so they make sure.
I was also thinking, going forward, okay. Thank you. I was thinking I will change my opt-in page if I let new people in to add for their cell phone number as well. So that's just another way of contacting them.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Yeah, or just tell them even their WhatsApp number, so that you've got that. And you can even create a little group on WhatsApp with all your members if you wanted to send them something daily or whatever. That's another option.
Thank you.
In South Africa, and this is again for all the ladies, I'm so used to Facebook groups because that's how we've always done it. But I've just noticed how much people use WhatsApp here. So if you find that your communication will work better as a WhatsApp group, there's nothing that stops you from creating a WhatsApp group and hosting your members in a WhatsApp group. So remember, it's just about a community. You want to create a community where you can interact with your students. Yeah. So what I would do is I would definitely reach out to her via social media, and then just try and see if you can't connect with her somehow before just canceling her. Because she honestly, that emails might just be lying in her spam.
Okay, thank you. I will do.
Yeah. All right. My biggest issue, Annelies, my biggest issue now is getting Kajabi sorted. I've decided to focus on branding myself and being more visible on social media while working on the course. Now, the big thing I think that you've got to understand, and I see when some of you come in and you say you've done your, you've put it out there, your validation post. You've put out your validation post there. You haven't had any response or whatever. You've got to understand that if you're starting brand new, you can't expect to have a huge response if no one knows what you're doing. If you have not been building up yourself, your brand, what you're doing in social media. So for the majority of you that are starting out, unless you have in the last 6 months to a year, you have been posting regularly about what you are doing now, not just about random stuff, about what you are doing now, building up that know, like, and trust factor and whatever, then putting it out, maybe you're in a community, then putting it out there, a validation post. That's when you can expect a response. But if you are like new and you've just been, fixing up your Facebook page and you've done 5 posts and now you put a validation post, the chances of you getting a response from that on your personal profile or on a brand new business page is very little. You're much better off going into a Facebook group where your ideal customer is and actually doing that validation post in a group like that, where there's people that are looking for whatever you have to offer. But again, you've got to understand, even doing a validation post in a group, if you've been MIA and now suddenly you come out of the blue, the chances of people, when say, would you be interested if I do a workshop for 149 Rand? The chances that people are going to do it is like, who is this woman? So you've got to understand that you have to first get yourself out there, put yourself out there, and put a lot of content out there so that they can get to know who you are. Does that make sense? Okay. You talk, that's fine.
So once you've got social media happening and you're doing it in conjunction, you can do a lot of these things in parallel. If you're in SOS, you can do your branding, your social media optimization, learn what your messaging should be in parallel with getting your course or your ebook or your workshop going on. Once you've nailed your message, and we've discussed the messaging a lot in SOS and funnels today, because a lot of people still seem to miss the boat on that one. It's just because I think we've been conditioned and taught to do things a certain way. And then when we do things how we think they should be done, marketing them, you know, it's not normal for us. So we battle to hitch onto what should be done. And I'm just going to give you 2 quick examples for the ladies that weren't in the other 2 calls. One is Annalise. So she's focusing on trauma and the effect of trauma on weight loss. And my suggestion is people aren't walking around thinking, I need to reduce my trauma so I can lose weight. Somebody's walking around thinking, I need to get into my bikini, or I can't fit into my jeans, or I've got bloating, or I've got mental fog, or I feel terrible after exercise, or I'm not sleeping well. Those are the things I think people are thinking about. Once you've attracted them into your world, your ecosystem, through that type of messaging, then you can say, oh, by the way, you know, a lot of these weight issues you've got is related to trauma. Did you know? These subconscious programming, blah, 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 blah. And then you can link the trauma. But the step, I think, from trauma to weight loss is too big for many people, specifically weight loss. If you were talking about people that have had amputated legs for car accidents, trauma, different story. If you're talking about young girls who've been sexually traumatized as children, trauma, and their mothers, etc., that's a closer link. But I just think trauma and weight loss is like that. That's just my opinion. The other example was anxiety and growing your business. So I forget the lady's name, but anyway, so she's all about anxiety, but she was saying, reduce your anxiety and then you can get more leads, make more profits. And I'm suggesting business people are all stressed out, they've all got anxiety. They're not sitting there thinking, oh, I must reduce my anxiety and then I'm going to make more sales. They're thinking, I need to make more sales, so I've got less anxiety, the opposite way around. So again, I think the gap between anxiety and lead generation is far too much. I think the business person there with anxiety is thinking, I'm overwhelmed. I've got too much on my plate. I'm procrastinating. My time management is poor. Those sort of things as a stepping stone, then onto lead generation. So again, I think you've just got to be aware of who your market is and what the message is and what is actually agitating them. Like I say, I might be wrong. In this instance, I actually don't think I'm wrong, because I'm in that health space and I've worked with a lot of people, traumatized or not. And I can tell you now, out of thousands and thousands of people, I can't remember one where trauma was the issue with weight loss, if you know what I mean. They were more interested in just getting into the front of the Christmas photograph. That's point one. That's the issue, is shit, I'm embarrassed. It's school reunion coming in and I can't fit into this blooming dress, or my daughter's wedding and I can't fit into the dress and I bought it a year ago. I think those are the type of issues that you can agitate. And as I say, Moran says, give them what they want and then you sell them what they need. Because quite often people don't really know what they need. So like in our ecosystem, a lot of people don't realize they need an email list. Okay. So if we went around just talking about email list, we'd have no one to speak to because no one understands the importance of the email list. So that messaging, people would just flip by. They're more interested in their branding or their branding colors.
Or how to make sales.
How to make sales, how to find more people. You know, they're not thinking, I need an email list and then I've got to nurture these people.
That's why my lead magnet or my workshop for list building is not how to grow your email list, but it is how, you know, the sales funnel workshop, how to set a sales funnel up, because your email list is the beginning of your sales funnel. But most people don't understand that, and the everyday person doesn't understand that. So Stephen's absolutely right. If I had to just talk about, have you got an email list? Grow your email list. Without an email list, you can't sell to anyone, you know. Your email list is how you're going to sell to people. Then people will just like, yeah, but that's not me. Like my business, I don't need an email list. That's what most small business owners think. So there's no ways that I can have my initial approach as the email list. I've got to talk about sales because that's what they're all looking for. Just like Stephen was talking about the trauma and was it the weight loss?
Yeah.
They're not looking at the trauma, they're looking for the weight loss. But then once they get into your ecosystem, you can then start talking about that.
Yeah, the other thing is what we say is we get it about 80 or 90% right. Even if you look at Maureen's social media posts, this week I'm agitating, specifically targeting coaches and one-on-one coaching versus one-to-many. All right. So a lot of issues that coaches have is that they spend a lot of one-on-one time. So you're spending 1 to 2 hours on one client. You can only see X amount of clients per day. Therefore, you can only make so much money. So my messaging this week is, do you want to shift from a traditional one-to-one model and take 80% of your business one-to-many rather online? Because then you can automate, you can scale, you can reach a larger audience, you can spend more time with your kids. So you'll notice over the next few days, I'm agitating the pain point is you never have family time. You never have time with your kids because you're so busy with a one-on-one client. You're not making the money you deserve or worthy of because you physically can't see enough people. So that's what I'm agitating at the moment. Whether it works or not, well, we'll find out. Next week I might be agitating lack of time and procrastination and the mindset and the fear around that. Because if I can attract enough people around that, then they come into our world, and then when we can see where they have to fit in or need to fit in. Do they need something like SAS? Do they need funnels webinars? Do they need the lab? Or do they not need us at all, for example? But so the whole time I'm just trying a different angle to see what works. And when that angle works, I stay with that angle until it doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? So like when we were doing just post-COVID, the dynamic around everybody was very, very different to now. The messaging we used then is not going to work now because the desperation people had back then and, the things they needed back then is not the things that are going to make them buy today. So it's not like here's A plus B equals C, and that's going to work. It works, and then it doesn't work. And then try a different angle. But it's still falling under the umbrella of what we do. I've just got like 10 or 20 pain points, and then I just choose one, focus on one, choose the next one, focus on the next one, and so on. Anyone got any questions on that?
Any questions, ladies?
Maybe I'd say tomorrow, maybe I'm going to stay off these calls. Maybe you'll talk a lot more because I'm used to women just talking a lot.
Annelies, you also always have to be a step ahead. Yeah, I mean, that's what I always say, it's fine to say step ahead. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing. You can't just learn something today and then want to teach it tomorrow. But absolutely, if you have gone through a certain transformation or whatever it is that you are training on, as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you've been through that situation, you've been through that transformation, and you can help others, then absolutely you can help on that, and you can coach on that. So I just want, if there's no questions, I want to just say this week we focusing. It's week 7. We focus.
I think Quibby's got a call question. Do you want to unmute yourself, Quibby?
Oh.
Thanks. I have no idea where it sits. I work in Google Meet in the day, and I cannot find it for no love nor money.
This all works.
Yeah, well, I thought of going the old school route.
No, you're 100% fine.
Let's go like
do
this.
that.
Thanks. I'm actually just going a step back. I'm so far behind on this course that a part of me regrets signing up. I knew in April that May was going to be a tough month with travels, and it was worse than what I thought. And I've worked through the material once, and I've printed everything. So the intention is there, but I'm still in a way stuck with exactly what. And what I actually just want to know is, do you think if I like take this weekend and apply myself and only focus on this, because I've taken leave for Friday, considering that Monday is a public holiday, that I will catch up and be in a position to kind of continue with the course at the same pace as the others, because at this point I just feel like maybe I shouldn't have done it, knowing that
Okay.
May was
well,
going to be a mess.
Kirby, this is a self-paced course, so I don't want you to stress out about that, okay? Everyone goes through stages where they've got a lot of time to focus on the course, and then for whatever reason life happens, it happens to all of us. So please don't put yourself under any pressure around that. Some of these ladies have been with me for a year, so
Okay, that makes me feel better. I don't want to be the person that's
no.
never gets to anything.
You're brand new, so please don't worry about that. The content's always going to be there for you to go through the training, etc. Just for clarity, what are you said you're still unsure. You're still unsure about what?
There's so many branches of what I can deliver. And I recall in the boot camp, you guys emphasized that you can't be everything to everyone and you must like pick one thing. And you must also go for what you're good at and what you really like and what you're passionate about. But my field is quite wide. And I'm not sure, maybe the question is, can you try more than one validation post to see where you have the most hits or where the biggest need maybe would be?
Absolutely. So when we always suggest, if you have got I mean, you can imagine for us as well, it's very similar. There's so much different aspects that we can teach on. But when I got started, I only started with one thing. Okay. We only started, I had one course, and I had the 10 pillars on how to start your online business, and everything I trained about was around those 10 pillars. And then over time, having students in, working with them, that's when I started realizing, okay, so there's a gap here, and there's a gap here, and there's a gap there. So that's how we ended up developing a lot of our programs, was not around everything that I could teach, it was around what the students needed. So rather than saying, okay, I'm an expert in A, B, C, D, E, F, rather just start with something that's maybe more general in between the 6 things that what could be the most general thing. Start with that, and then as you work with your students, you can develop more and you can get more, expand on things. But it's very difficult when you're just getting started to, let's just say, have a course on, I'm just going to use weight loss, have a course on, this is your weight loss program, and this is your exercise, and you can do keto. And if you don't want to do keto and you want to do fasting, then this is like when there's so many different things and you're trying to create a course around everything and you've got to try and be on top of everything. It's very difficult when you're just getting started. So that's why we say start with one thing. Like you obviously have knowledge about a specific topic. You're an expert in something, but now try and narrow it down to what is like the lowest hanging fruit. What do you personally think in your business is going to be the easiest topic that people will go for? And that's the one I would start with. Even if you know
and then
a bit of an audience in one topic.
Okay, and then within that, so I can do that. I know I should go in terms of more like a general thing that can have little tentacles later, so to speak.
Yeah.
But there's also layers. So I can work with C-suite or middle management or entry-level career seekers. I wouldn't say 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I was confident working C-suites, but that's kind of where it evolved into. So if you've got that kind of layering with beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and you can work across those 3, my commercial sense tells me to go for the C-suites because they can pay more.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. I would go for I would again start with one, because later you can start expanding on other, with other entry level or exec or whatever it might be, but start with the one that's going to be the easiest conversion. Okay. The lowest hanging fruit. Which are those ones that you think, if you had to put it out there, which of the beginner, middle, exec is going to be the easiest to convert, and that you've got a bit of clout with, if I can put it that way?
Okay. I think of all three, I think the middle layer would be, because I've done the most of them.
So start there. And then remember, nothing stops you later from having different levels, entry levels. I know exactly what you mean by that, because I mean, even for us, it is difficult because some people come into our world and they know nothing. They've never ever run a business. They don't know anything about business. But then other people come into our world that has had businesses. So there's a lot of stuff that they don't need, that basic stuff. You know, they're already a level 2. And then
they layer.
Yeah, and other people have been running their own businesses for a long time. So, you know, so it's just understanding where people are at. But again, I would start with just one and then expand. And you'll see, because remember, this first program that you want to get out there, you just want to get it out there as quickly as possible and go through whatever it is, if it's a 4-week training or a 6-week training or whatever it might be, go through it very hands-on with those people, because it's going to give you so much feedback that you're going to get from that first round of people. There's a couple of the ladies that's busy going through what we call your beta course, you know, where you just, this is really your, what did Elise say, your trial or your guinea pigs. Because what it is you are really spending a lot more time with these people. So when I did my first one, I had calls every single week with these people. We in the Facebook group all the time, helping them through 12 weeks. We worked one-on-one literally. And it was all because I needed the information from them to see where the gaps were going to be. And so that, don't think of that first one as, this is how it's going to be. I've got to get it right because I can never change it. I can tell you almost 90% chance that you are going to change things in there based on the feedback that you're going to get from people.
So you learn as much as the people that you train learn. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's great. And thank you.
We become so good at what we do that the thing that is everyday common sense for you, someone else that's just starting out have no idea about that, you know, and that's how we sometimes miss the basics. That's why it's so good to work with people so closely in the beginning, so that you can actually, oh, jeepers, okay, they don't even understand what an ideal customer is. Okay, so let me go and talk to them about that, you know, and then you understand that you've got to really go through that foundational basic stuff with them where all the gaps are.
Right. And thank you to everyone sending messages, encouraging me not to throw in the towel. I'm definitely inspired, and I have taken leave on Friday, and I'm gonna put foot this weekend to get something out there, even if it's just my first validation post, to see where that goes.
Yeah, and just to clear something else up. So when you bought the course, you've basically bought lifetime access to the course. So
okay, yeah, I know you guys said it at the time, and you were so good at creating the FOMO with me that you know, I said to myself, no, man, they'll run another one. You can buy it later. And I was like, no, sign up. You know, it's going to be like bad the first few weeks, but okay, here we are now.
Yeah, but I think we also we said we were going to add on a month or whatever we would for you.
No, you were very kind to say, you know, just take it at your own pace. And yeah, the lifetime access, that makes a big difference. I don't think I would have taken it up, but yeah.
So basically what everybody loses across the groups is you lose access to the Facebook group.
No, but she's new. She's not part of that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter when you signed up. At some point, you lose access to the Facebook group and to the live calls. But starting 1st of July, for the ones that are expiring now, because there's about 4 or 5 different groups in here that have started at different times, and some of them, their access to the Facebook group in the live coaching expires end of June. So moving forward, there's an opportunity for a small monthly fee that you carry on being part of the Facebook, part of the live calls.
Like a maintenance plan on your car?
Very similar to that, yeah. So you still get still, nothing will change except you'll just be paying a monthly small fee to be part of it.
Okay.
So if you, there's no such thing as
Right.
falling behind, because we all at different chapters, different levels, and some need, you know, more hand holding and some need less and so forth. The other thing is, don't be afraid. I've made a post which is scheduled, I think, for next week, about we all conditioned when we brought up at school, you either pass or you fail. In my day, it was 50% you passed and 49% you failed. So you're either a failure or you're not a failure. So that's how we conditioned. In business, it doesn't work like that. It's you fail, right? But that failing is the learning. So either passed and you got 10 clients or 20 clients to buy something, or you only got 2, but you learned something out of it. But if you sit back and done nothing, you've learned this much. You know, I tell the story, we imported skateboards from China into Australia many years ago. And a lot of my friends abused me because it didn't go particularly well. You know, after about 2 years of flogging skateboards, we may have made $1 or we may have lost $1. I'm not sure, but it was hard yards.
It was the worst thing we ever did.
But my friends gave me a lot of abuse, saying, yeah, you're off again now, blooming doing skateboards, blah, blah, blah. But then I turned around to them and I said, but you know what? I know now how to import skateboards from China. So now if I want to import bicycles from China, I can do it. But you can't. You can't do anything from China because you haven't put your foot in the water. You don't know the import duties. You don't know who to deal with. You don't know the factories. You don't know manufacturing. You don't know the local market. You are exactly where you are. I've tried it. I've failed at it. But I'm one step ahead of you now because I've learned some skills. Even though I didn't make any money, but those are some really, really good skills that I've learned there. So it's the same with these courses. Don't think your first course or your first ebook or your first workshop, that's it. And if I decide I'm going to be doing trauma, then that's what I'm doing for the rest of my life. If you feel your way through and okay, maybe that wasn't right. Maybe I should be focusing on gut health. And you go down that avenue. Maybe it shouldn't be an ebook. Maybe this lends itself to ebook and videos, for example. So you have an entry level of 500 Rand for the ebook, but it's 1,000 Rand if you want the video series with it. And it's 2,000 Rand if you want coaching from me. And it's 3,000 Rand if you want blah, 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 blah. So don't be scared of failing. It's not failing.
Right. No, I feel better. I was so apprehensive. I didn't even want to join the call tonight, thinking I'll watch the recording. And I was like, no, be brave, man, up and come and face your fears. So yeah, step in the right direction with everyone sending nice messages of their own journey. So that's a great help. I'm very glad I did join.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you did too. So
And ladies, that's for everyone. Don't, just because you're behind or, you know, you feel you haven't done anything or whatever, you're scared of coming on the calls because you're scared we're going to put you on the spot. That's not what these calls are about. You will find, and most of the ladies that are regularly on the call, they will tell you they join the call because when one person like Kirby now has got something, everybody ends up learning from that. So it's actually, there's so much learning to be done that we don't necessarily talk about in the Kajabi training, you know, so you miss out on that. So it really is a good thing for you to, and the most obvious question, you know, especially if I start going, I go down rabbit holes with these things. So you actually, you know, I will start talking about completely other things once I go, and you end up just learning so much more about everything. So don't avoid the calls. I still think this is the most important part of actually doing your course, is being on these calls.
Yep. Gerda
Okay.
has just said here, she's got a good email list, 600 contacts.
Oh, that's very
I've
good.
been training flower arranging for years in person. Many of these have already done my courses. Many are people who still want to learn basic flower arranging, battling to know what to do. Okay, so I think that's pretty easy. What you need to do is you need to speak to these people and ask them what medium, like I'm thinking video, YouTube
Yeah,
videos, workshops straight on, either live or like what we're doing now, or a video YouTube series. But ask the ladies, what is it specific that you're battling with? You know, I don't know enough about flower arranging, size of the vase, shape of the vase, cut tall, cut short.
Gerda, do you want to come on live? I know you say was it
I can't get my video working. I'm
Okay, that-
sorry. There's the black
No, no, no,
screen,
that's
but I'm
fine. So
yeah.
just tell
I've
me-
been, as I say, I've been doing in-person courses for a long time, and I did that when you did the Black Friday, November. I did a Christmas workshop, which I had 6 students for, and that worked very well. But I packed up a parcel and sent each one of them and made the video on how to make it, and that went well. But I had a serious lack of time during this year to do much. But I've been following your calls, and I need to get my courses online. But I keep bogging down on knowing who's my target. You keep saying the ideal customer. I have many ideal customers. Who exactly do I focus on? Because I've got a lot of those people on my list are people who've done 3, 4 of my courses in person, and I want to nurture them. A lot of them have fallen off, by the way, and a lot of them don't have. They're around the country and around the world, far away from where I'm based in the Cape. And I live on a farm which is remote, so it's difficult for people to get to me. Then I need to travel out to centers. So I want to do the online courses. But
YouTube.
I'm not sure, do I do little reels? Do I send out a video? I'm you know, I know I've looked at all your stuff, and then I start making the ebook, and then I say, "Ugh, I don't know if this is going to work." And then I start making the little video, I clip off things that I've got, etc. So maybe you can just advise me what I can do.
So I would definitely be anyone that's doing something like flower arrangement, cake decoration, art classes, anything like that, where you are showing someone where we want to visually see what you're doing. 100% you need to go the video route. Okay, just look online, go on YouTube, Google something in the lines of how do I record my my flower arrangement or whatever, and you'll see how the people set up their cameras for certain things. I know I had a student right in the beginning. She used to do
Doodling.
like doodling journaling type thing, and she had a way, she had like an arm, and she put her phone into it so that her phone was on top of her while she was drawing to video it. So you've just got to figure out how you're going to video it and whatever, and in a way that you might have to set up 2 cameras to video, so you can talk into the one and the other one can catch what you're doing. But 100%, I mean, my first thought would be with that is I would do a very basic, easy step number 1 beginner's course for beginners. Okay, I've always wanted to learn how to arrange flowers. I have no idea how to do it. I shove everything in a vase, and that's all I know. So show me the step, the type of vases, when do we use what type of vase, which vases are good for what type of flowers, that etc., things like that. Maintenance of the flowers, why should we be cutting the flowers? I do it, why? I don't know, because my mother did it. That's why I do it. It's one of those pot roast things. I've got no idea why I chop the flower, but I do. You know, and then explain to me, where do I start? What do I do first? I mean, you know what to do.
I know, I've got all that. I'm very experienced in that, Marlon. Sorry to cut in there. But how do I produce this to my audience? Do I start that's where I'm bogging down, is do I start a little a group that has to subscribe to this? You see, what am I leading? I've got all the videos, I've got all the knowledge, but I'm not sure, how am I going to present this? Do I do short clips? And do I do it on a course basis? Because that's a lot for me to do right now, is to set all this up. I want to start with small things. So you know what I'm getting at? I'm not knowing how to put this out there. I've got all the videos that I can just clip and cut. I've videoed myself for 3 years now.
Okay.
I just don't know how to put it out there.
Okay, so what if you've got the package together and you've got a way of hosting it and getting people, then just go on social media, and it's just things like, have you ever wanted to know how to arrange flowers? You know,
I just ask something. Are you talking about the technical aspects, or are you talking about
No.
Side.
What am I going to offer you? You want to arrange flowers. Am I going to say, join my I've got like you've got your SOS, then I will every month or every week I will post a video of a particular item, and with the ebook, how do I use the ebook to launch perhaps how to care for cut flowers, how to care for roses. I've started doing just short blog forms on how to look information about specific flowers. But I need to get people to subscribe. I need that income. I want that latent income. I want to have people paying while I sleep, as you say. but I'm not sure where do I really start? Because I listened to everything you said, but to take that leap and do I form a group? I can offer a 10,000 Rand course, no problem, but I don't have it ready. And I'm just scared I don't have the time to keep up with it because I would love other demands in my life.
So that's
What
why
would you suggest?
I would 100%. So first of all, have you got a Facebook or some or other social media platform where you
Yes.
are putting out content every day?
Yes, not every day. I post when I'm offering physical courses, and I don't often post on it, but I do have a Facebook page.
Okay, can we quickly have a look at it?
Yes, it's Cape School of Floristry.
Hang on.
And you've written the ebook.
Sorry, just say to
I
me.
have an ebook, but I haven't posted it. It is on how to care for flowers. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation ready. I've got all sorts of things ready, but I'm not sure how to use those to start those funnels and get, actually work with the email list that I've got, because I'm not really needing to look for more people. I actually need to nurture the ones that I've got on my list for years.
How often do you send them emails?
Only when I'm offering courses in person somewhere.
Yeah,
So it's something I do need to work on.
Okay, so to start straight away, today, tomorrow, where are we now? Wednesday, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So before the end of the
Yes.
week, just come up with maybe a video of yourself, or just write a static post email out to everybody and sort of like reintroduce yourself. Just say, sorry, I've been, what life's like, hectic, caught up with blah, 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 and I've been neglecting the flower side of things, but I'm back here to educate you, give you value, help you what you need to know, etc., etc. Just like an introductory type email. And then just commit to yourself to say sending out 2 emails a week, or at least 1 email,
Right.
perhaps 2 emails a week. And then just think, I'd just say, if you're stuck, just think of the 3 E's: education, entertainment, and empowerment. So for
Right.
example, just start with the basics. You just decide in your head. Chapter 1, module 1 of my ebook was all about vases. So maybe Monday's email is going to go out and say, I had a lady reach out at the weekend, not sure whether tall vase, short vase. Well, it's winter now, so what we do is we go for the long vase because it can attract more sunlight, blah, 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 whatever the stories around vases.
Right.
And just tell me a little bit about vases. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then 2-3 days later, maybe a testimonial or a photograph with a big bunch of flowers, and just say, look, it's winter's coming in now, and I use these fillers specifically. Why? Because they're abundant. I can get them cheaply or for free. So, give me something of value visually that's like, wow, that's like that. Look at that. Oh, that's Adine.
Yes.
That's Adina. So
Yeah.
I just want to show you, sometimes you don't always have to sell in order to show something beautiful. If you are making stuff,
Okay.
I don't know what you do during the day. If you
Yes.
are actually doing, like, video those things or take photos, just like Adine's doing, taking photos of beautiful flowers, because you look at that and you say, like, holy moly, that is stunning. I wish I could do that.
Yes.
Okay. And
Right.
sometimes you just need to be able to see what is going on. I mean, I just put in, you can see there, I've just put in florist training, and I'm just going down here to see what
Right.
people are posting. Just going to, I'm not going to play anything here now, but just do
Yes.
that, what I've just done, and just have a look on how, for the everyday thing, what people are
Right.
posting, to get an idea of how you can actually use that. Because you want to, you
Okay.
don't just always want to be selling like that. I was just
No.
noticing, so all your things are just selling stuff. Okay. Do the
Yes.
course, get buy. You want to show them all the beautiful pictures. I'll show you something completely different quickly. I've
Yes.
been following this lady. She makes clothes. Okay. And she sells every day, but she sells subconsciously. So what she does
Right.
is, look what she does. She posts the dresses. So now you look at it and say, oh, wow. And she'll always, all she does, like there, she just put a little heart. Sometimes she'll just say to you, these are the different fabrics I've got. You can choose all the fabrics. There she did a photo and the fabric of what it is. And then she'll just do like, here's a dress again. And she'll just say, this is what it is, the price, the sizes I make it in. And if you scroll down, and sometimes you scroll and you say, and say, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. And the day that you see the thing that you post that you like is the day that you're going to connect with her. So I want to show you how she is, sometimes you think, but it's, I can't just post flowers every day. This woman posts material and dresses every single day. It's all she
Right.
does, day
Right.
after day after day. Okay. So it doesn't get
Yes.
boring. I follow her because I really like the stuff that
Can
she
we go to
does.
our Dean's flowers quickly?
So,
But I'd suggest you're only selling less than 10% of the time. And 80-90% you adding
Okay. No, I
education.
think that's been, your advice has been a great help here, because, you know, you get stuck in your own mind sometimes. I think we all do that. And
You know what?
um,
The thing is what you must remember, like for me, as a man now, I know zip about flowers. All right. So,
except that
Right.
his wife likes them.
except that she likes them. But I mean, for a beginner person, I'm just thinking, what do I need to know? Like, what are the first 5 things which is generic information? The how-to, you're going to be selling me through your 4 videos, for example, or through
Yes.
your ebook. But sort of generic information that you can give me every day, like what's the best filler, or does a big
Right.
flower go in the middle or on the side or on top, or do you put 3 together or 5 together, or how does it actually work?
The seasonal
Yes.
flowers, what's in bloom now, you know, all that
Yes.
stuff.
That's
So I just want to, I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at the pictures as I'm scrolling, but this is
Yes,
all
I am.
Adine does. She does like just always posting flowers. Now she's got florist shops all over Cape Town. I think she's got like 14 now or something, where different places where she's selling her flowers. I know it's different from you because you are actually teaching people how to decorate, but I just want to show you how she's enticing us in. I was saying on the call this morning, we were in the Cape, and I said to Stephen, I mean, purely through her photos like this that she's been posting, I've been following her for years now. 2 years ago, Stephen said, what do I want to do for our anniversary? And I said, I want to go to a farm. So we drove away from here. We drove down to Wolseley, and we went and spent that Saturday morning for like 4 or 5 hours. We were on the farm walking through all the flowers, whatever. And then the other day we were in Cape Town, and I heard that she had opened a smaller nursery in Val de Vie. And I said to him, oh no, come, we've got to go there. I want to go and buy flowers there. And like you said, I could have bought these flowers anywhere. I could have bought them right here in the garden route instead of driving all the way to Cape Town. But the thing is just, she's putting out all these stunning flowers all the time that you just think, oh my word, that was so beautiful. And it's all these old-fashioned flowers. And I just want to go there, and I want to go and buy it there. Like, it's just stunning. So I actually drive to go and get this stuff. So, and that's what you want to do. She has completely built up a brand around the flowers that they're doing. And that's what you do, just through posting stuff around the type of arrangements that you make, and what flowers are in season, and different vases you can use, and whatever the case may be. I don't know enough about that.
the scissors that you used to cut the cellophane you wrap with. The guy at the market says we must put sugar water, is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
In the flowers to last longer, or Coke or something. Is that true, or is that myth? So 5 myths around keeping your flowers lasting fresh and long. Coca-Cola doesn't work, but Fanta does, or whatever.
And send out to your audience, to your email list every week, and give them, you know, show them. Maybe you can, like Friday, you can say a wrap up of the beautiful arrangements we did this week, and you can have some photos of the stuff that you do. And then, you know, when you have got courses going, you can, if you just send me emails every week with the beautiful flowers or what's in season, you can just, as you're getting the flowers at the market, you know, take photos there at the market where you buy your flowers, and what's in season, why you're using colors, how you use colors together, etc. And then when you have your course ready, then people that have been following you, it's like, oh, you know, I've been wanting to do this for ages. I'm going to do it.
Yes, I think you've helped me a lot there, because I just didn't know how to put it together. I think I will do the Facebook posts and the emails, and you've given me the motivation I needed, because I think from there, that's my stepping stone. That's where I've been battling right at the beginning, is how do I just launch this? How do I just get into it? And you're actually a very good ideal customer for me.
I am.
With the question, yes. and Stephen. because you've
I'm a bit
given me the
worried.
questions, you've asked the questions that somebody who knows nothing about my industry, but yet wants to learn, because I do believe everybody wants to learn to arrange flowers, and there are very few people who do what I do, and therefore I need to get this online.
Yeah. No,
So thank you for
definitely.
that advice. I really appreciate that.
And post in the group if you're uncertain, because I reckon I could be your ICA, so I can give you feedback on like the
What you want to know?
what I want to know, because I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah,
love flowers,
That'll
but
be great.
I don't know
Yeah.
a lot.
How do you get them to live for longer than
Yes.
7 days? Because it's costing me a lot of money now.
I can tell you. Okay.
Please give Stephen a
Thank you.
free voucher to attend one of your courses, Gerda.
No, he must buy a
I
voucher
will.
for me.
You must arrange the flowers. You can just buy them.
That's no problem.
Thank you.
Sonia,
Sonia, I am so
question-
jealous, by the way.
Your Renal's question is also something that I had. I just also forgot about it.
And my question, what is a lead
So I just
magnet?
want to finish with Gerda quickly. So I'm just thinking, if you just do the email nurturing, so send out those email, commit to 1 or 2 a week, whatever it is. Give a variety of stuff. Visual
Yes.
is better. Little, and then on your social media, same thing, but then little stories, 30-second clips, reels, lives. Just anything that you think is interesting or entertaining or educational that's visually going to capture somebody's attention. And then I'd be thinking about 90% of the time do that, and then only 10% of the time will you sell or offer something. And then when it comes to your offering, you say you've got the ebook. You know, that could be one option for people. The other option is a series of videos. So whatever's in your ebook, the 10 chapters of your ebook, you have 10 videos. And then maybe you have a beginners where they get access to the first 4 videos. Intermediary, they get the first 4 videos plus the next 4. And then super advanced, they get all 20 videos or whatever it is. And the first lot pay this much, the second lot pay this much, and the third lot pay that much.
Renal, lead
Thank you
magnet.
so much. I must.
Oh, sorry, carry on, Gerda.
Sorry, I just wanted to thank you because I had a fear of being on camera. And I think over this past year, watching you and Stephen and the ladies, and I've been watching lots of reels and clips on Facebook. You've given me the courage to actually go live, because I like standing in front of people, but I hate being in front of a camera. So thank you very much for that and for the advice.
It's a pleasure. You know, I always say that if you think about it, when you're at an event and the person go up to the front and start talking, you don't look at that person and you start judging them or whatever. You're just looking and like, okay, what are you going to tell me next? You know, we always think everyone is going to judge us and look at us and whatever, when that's not what's going through their mind. They're just thinking, oh, I'm so excited. What are you going to tell us? You know, or a teacher that's standing in front of a classroom. You know, no one's like judging the teacher that's standing. They're like, just, okay, what are you going to teach us? So I think we get too much in our head sometimes with the whole video thing. And yeah, just don't worry about it so much. The other thing is you can do lots of reels and little short videos where you are taking video clips of the flowers or arranging or whatever, and you can just put music as the background. You don't even have to talk on it if you don't want to talk on everyone.
No.
So just
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
There's one for everybody. Once you understand the power of your thoughts, you won't just think anything.
It's good.
More than good. Shit. You think I make this stuff up?
Oh dear. What smells like burning now? Okay, Renal. Oh, the lead magnet. We talk all about lead magnets. We teach you everything about lead magnets and how to set it up and how to create them, etc. It's all in Funnels and Webinars. That is the Funnels and Webinars program is all about your lead magnet list building and selling through webinars. So if you want to do that, you might want to jump onto the next time that we are doing Funnels and Webinars, because that's where we teach all that stuff. We go totally in depth in that. All right, Carrie's is amazing. I'm so jealous that you are close to her, Sonia.
It's like literally 5 minutes from me, and I order from her regularly.
Oh, I was chatting to her last night, so I also want to start ordering some stuff from her.
And she makes the clothing like custom for you. So because I'm short and petite, I can tell her I wanted this length and, you know, the sleeves and everything. So yeah, she's amazing. I don't want to look at her stuff though, because I want everything.
But you see now again, I love using these people as examples because, you know, sometimes we think when we're posting the same thing over and over and over, how are you building up a brand? But she is building up a brand because she is so unique. She only works with stretchy material. Most of her stuff is very florally, very patterny, etc. And she, exactly like Sonia saying there, she custom makes for you. So there's not a lot of and her prices are reasonable. So there's not a lot of people that do that. Now, I am a sewer. I used to sew lots in my younger years. So I understand sewing. So, and I can tell you just the material cost and the time it takes, etc. Her prices are cheap, like really cheap. It's not mass produced. And yeah, she does everything uniquely the way you want. So she's built up a brand. She stands out. She's the only one that I found so far that does this type of thing. So, yeah, I mean, you've just got to look around. I find all these different, I always try and, when I find someone that does something differently and that it works really well on social media, to just bring it to people's attention, because if you are in that industry, so that you can go and have a look at what they're doing and just, you know, copy in your own way.
If you're really stuck, just jump onto YouTube and put in the search bar whatever your industry is, or flowers, weight loss, trauma, anxiety, whatever the case may be, teaching, coaching, reading, and you'll see certain things pop up. And go and look at those headlines. What headlines are they using? What made you stop at this particular video and not that particular video? What sort of copy are they using? If you're driving around, you know, some things catch your eye when you're going around. You know, a certain saying catches your eye. Can you adapt it to your own situation? In the old days, we used to say, go to the magazine racks in bookstores and just take a picture of all the magazines, because people get paid millions and millions to be copywriters and to come up with these clever headlines. So you don't have to rethink everything. You can just adapt it to your situation. These days, you can just go onto Google or Amazon and just say Sports Illustrated headlines, or men's health headlines, or weight loss headlines, and it comes up with all the different images and all, you know, 6-pack in 6 days with 6 ingredients, whatever. Just adapt it to your situation.
Ladies, any other questions? Let me just put this on gallery so I can see. Anyone got any questions?
No, but thank you for the inspiration and the no judgment.
No,
I
there's
feel
no judgment here.
that I am, yeah, I feel inspired like that first time I was in your boot camp call. Thank you so much.
No, it's an absolute
And
pleasure.
to everyone else on the call, for the community, the sense of community and sharing.
Yeah, there's a lot of ICAs other than me in that group. From a man's perspective, I'm sometimes not the best person to be. Like, maybe I'm wrong with the weight loss thing and the trauma. Maybe women do walk around and say, I'm traumatized, therefore I must lose weight. I just know from a man's perspective, and with all the people I've dealt with, I don't think they're thinking that. I don't.
You men are totally different.
And don't let him off the hook for not coming to the calls, Maren. We need him because we need that other perspective.
No, I know. He's good. He's
I said to Maren, the ladies, whenever I go out anywhere here, it's like going into what do you call it, an apiary, you know, when you've got different birds, and it's so that's how I'm used to women. And as soon as I get onto a call, everybody's quiet. It's like they're not going to say anything. So I said to her, maybe I must stay off the call. I'll just go and sit on that side of the laptop so you don't know that I'm here. And I can give Maren instruction from that side.
we fill each other good because he remembers things much better than what I do. He's like an elephant. He doesn't forget anything. So no, I think he's good with what he does. All right, ladies. Well, thank you. Oh, do you see, you're blatantly honest. He is. And the thing is, he's straight. Well, we're both pretty honest and we're both pretty straight down the line. But yeah, he definitely says it as it is. He's
Nope.
good with the mindset stuff. Listen, I get it all day, every day, because as you can see, I don't quite look the way he does. So you can imagine what our conversation is like every day. If you want to lose weight, just lose it. Just make a decision and just do it. Like, this is the type of things that I get every day. So anyway.
Sorry, before we all leave, I just read a good one last night. The last 5 minutes when you're lying in bed is you forget about all the rubbish that's happened in the day with your husband, your wife, your partner, your life, kids, everything. And the last 5 minutes is what you want to, all the good stuff. So subconsciously, when you're sleeping, your mind's helping you, call it manifest, attract, whatever you want. But you go to bed with good thoughts in your mind. So
Sonia's husband wants to know if I slap you regularly.
yeah, but not on my face.
Peter.
You don't want the mark to show, eh?
Oh, anyway. All right, ladies, on that very embarrassing note, we are going to say goodbye and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Have a lovely week and we'll see you in the
Thank you
Facebook
so
group.
much. Cheers,
Pleasure.
everyone.
Bye.